$0.32. Balance is $648,260.61. Delinquent taxes is the same as last time because I had heavy payments and I didn't add the two numbers together. It's roughly $40,000. $40,796.78. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Now, I have a couple of things that I need to bring up. We have some very delinquent taxes, and none of these properties were affected by the flood, so they will probably be going to tax sale. Also, ARPA expenses. This is for anybody that's doing work up at the field and stuff to make sure that they touch base with me because the town does have a lot of accounts to get material and stuff. I think I talked to John. I just wanted to bring it up for everybody. And now, the big question is, we're going to need to get a loan because it's going to take a long time to get FEMA money. I have spoken to the bank to get a $1 million loan for a year at 4.7%. It is not just, it's a line of credit, basically. So we only draw on it when we need it. If you guys are okay with that, I need a motion. $1 million. I want $1 million.
Start with line of credit for $1 million with Mass Home Bank.
Can I just ask, where did the $1 million number come from? Has there been some kind of estimate or cost analysis, or is that just a wag, or what do we got?
It's based on what I think we're going to need and what we have available. We have no idea, nothing's come in yet, but it's a very good start, I'm sure. This is, based on what we have done in the past.
Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
It's only a line of credit, so if we only use $300,000, that's all we own.
No, sure, I get that, Bob. I just didn't know. 1 million seemed like such a nice round number. I wasn't sure if there had been a little bit of thought as to, why $1 million? Why not 2 million? So.
I don't think we'll need to number. We won't need to number.
Motion that made set line of credit for Bassville Bank for $1 million. Your second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we need to go back and you need to accept the treasurer's report. Sorry, I jumped on this.
I move that we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
All right. Treasurer's report. This motion to make treasurer's report. Motion to make second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Melissa.
Hey, Gordy, can I ask, while we're still on that subject, are there bills coming in right now that we have to pay for cleanup efforts?
We haven't seen no bills yet.
Okay.
But I would think it's within, by the end of the month, we will.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not yet on this. No.
Okay. Action items. The listers have given us a summary of the changes for your information, and there was no appeals or suit pending. On Monday, June 26, 2023, the listers verified all categories and values by comparing the June 26, 4/11 report with the June 26, 4/11 report at the end of the grievance period. The total for the two reports were in balance. The listers rolled over the 2023 working grand list to the 2023 as-billed 23 grand list, and is available for town clerk and treasurer. That's from the listers.
And there's a form that you guys need to sign off on.
Okay.
So you just need a motion to do that.
Okay, well, we have signed certificate from no appeal or pending from the grievance. Motion been made to sign the certificate of no appeal or suit pending from the listers of the grievances. Is your second?
I'm trying to understand what we're voting on and what we're talking about. So,
Okay, the listers had a grievance meeting.
okay,
There were no grievances and no appeals. So it's just a formality that we said that their grand list is correct.
okay. All right, thank you. Thank you for explaining that.
Okay?
Yep. And this requires a vote from them, from us
Yep.
to acknowledge that? Okay,
And then we can sign it.
okay. So we're basically approving the grand list?
Correct.
Okay, yep. I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Highways, this could be a long subject. Glenn's not on. I guess it's pretty much flood work. The Tyson Road was obviously the worst damage of all the roads. The large washouts about 2.5 miles westerly from right here have been fixed. And hopefully with that storm that just went through, they're still fixed. There was 2 of them. There was minor washouts from there up to the intersection of Weld Cemetery and Tyson Road, Tattle Street, that 4 corners. There was a culvert up there that washed out. We filled that hole. We're waiting for a replacement culvert. It could be 10 days. Knowing the way things work now, I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks. So the road is open and passable all the way to the other side of the hill, down about a 1/2 mile to where the Waters family lives, and that's where the equipment is staged right now. It's my prediction that we will be to the town line by Friday.
By when, Bob? Did you say Friday?
Is that
I couldn't hear you. Said you predict will be to the town line by Friday. Is that what you're saying?
Friday night, we should have most of the washouts on Tyson Road fixed up.
Oh, it looks like we're starting to get audio over Zoom.
You got it over there?
That's all right. I don't think I can send out pictures. But I can send out audio. So everybody should be able to hear that. I don't think I can send out pictures.
Okay.
All right, you guys should sit down.
Also, Grasshopper Lane is washed out. That culvert has failed. We got an echo in here.
Bob, I'm gonna hang up with you, okay?
Turning. Yep, I'm taking it off speaker. Thanks, Claire.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, Grasshopper Lane is washed out, the culvert failed. We've got state come in to inspect the site to see what we can do for a fix. Don't know if we have to wait for state funding or a design of the structure, so that's probably going to be closed for a while. I expect that to be closed for 2 to 3 months.
Minimum.
Before you just
Yes, sir.
on our way down, stop and look at that.
Yep.
That pile of dirt they put there and block it. It's washed out half of that pile of dirt's gone now.
The whole road is.
Populate that since that was done, we can start to.
Yeah.
Into the road a little bit. I know you guys are gonna be up there to hit the road, but it's, still failing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I've had conversations with AOT and FEMA. And AOT is gonna come down and inspect two bridges and that culvert area. I suspect that we will have to have the fix engineered. Next thing will be to find an engineering firm that can do it. Then there's a formal process, because that is over the benchmark of $250,000, I'm sure. And that requires a certain request for proposal as well as competitive bidding. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a while before that's opened up unless somebody puts in a temporary bridge. Somebody being the main.
I would just like to have it put in the notes that Waters Excavation on that road did a fantastic job and fast, especially under Eric Johnson's guidance up there. Those guys really, they got it done good. I was pretty impressed with it. So I went down through there and came down to the town hall like right after that happened. And, you know, they got turned around pretty quick. And even the birds down here getting through, so. And I don't know if I saw Bob up on Town Hill Road a couple days after that. And I think the town did a great job.
Coming together.
Yeah, coming together for that. Yeah.
The next worst road was Brown Schoolhouse Road for about half a mile. That has been fixed in its entirety.
It's there today. You guys did a great job.
They finished that today.
Yeah, I want to thank the town for being patient with us. It does take time to do all these repairs, and we're trying to get them accomplished as fast as we can.
Did you say you did?
And I think other towns are going to be in competition with us for materials like culverts, bridges, gravel, stone, contractors. So I'm glad we got our foot in the door to get the contractors that we have locally to help us out. Anything else on highways, Bob?
Nothing. That we're just going to keep working on the, we're going on to Tattle Street and South Parker Brush tomorrow, because that is the access for all of Grasshopper Lane and for people here in town who wish to go Cavendish Way.
Hey, Bob, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
We can hear you now, Bob, but hang up.
Oh, okay.
Stop.
Yep, hanging up. Hey, I didn't hear some of what you had said, Bob, but I was just asking about the end of Town Hill. Did we get out to even Claire's place at the end?
Okay, great.
Yeah, the end of Town Hill is fixed. And when I say they're fixed, they're not done, but they're so that you can get over them with a pleasure car.
Right.
We're gonna have to pave them later on, once all the fixes are done. We have to get a paver in here to pave them, all the cuts in the road. Yeah,
Yeah. I want to make sure that was accessible. Thanks.
yeah.
Ask a question?
Yes,
Sorry. Robert, you mentioned two bridges in town were being,
Inspected.
evaluated by the state. Which ones? I'm guessing this one.
No,
Okay.
that one's already been done. That's a state bridge. They take care of that. The two I'm talking about is the one on Archer Road and the one on Town Farm Road.
Thank you.
And while they're here, I'm hoping I can convince a guy to take a look at the two in South Reading Village. Gordy and I have looked at them. We don't see any damage there, but if the state looks at them, we'll know if there's any suggestion.
Perfect. As you can imagine, my eagle-eyed son noted the select board came down to take a look at the bridge near our property, so. Good job.
Yeah.
that needs riprap on that structure.
Yes, I'd say.
Yeah.
Across just up the stream on the roadside, needs some riprap in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just for everybody's information, the state does do an assessment on all bridges every 2 years, over 20 feet. So our bridges do get inspected every 2 years. Question?
Yeah, just a question for the board. Is there any thought given to the possibility of widening the North Fork of the Black River to any of the washout points as well as the culvert on Grasshopper? Because those are really narrow points, and that's what accelerates the velocity of the water, and that's what wipes out those culverts as well as the washouts on the road.
Yes, that's the first thing I said was get rid of that culvert and put a longer bridge in. One of the issues is FEMA funding usually have you replace in kind, which
It's not gonna cover a bridge.
it wouldn't cover a bridge. So I'm not sure what our funding source would be if we did put a bridge in there. So that's why we gotta do some legwork to find out what,
One other possibility, instead of a bridge, is just to put a large swale upstream from the culvert, so that you slow down the velocity by the time it gets to the culvert.
I don't know if A&R would allow that.
No, that would be question.
I didn't quite hear that, I'm sorry.
A&R, Agency of Natural Resources.
It's worth asking, otherwise it's gonna happen again, no matter what you put there.
Well, the only reason it failed was because all the trees came down the river and plugged the culvert. Which is this typical of every culvert that we lost.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
More to come on that, Bill.
Appreciate that, thank you. I mean, I spent a better part of a day trying to blow out culverts with the fire department. I realized how many of them got jammed. Most of the ones that got jammed were the smaller ones, not the big ones.
Okay, any other questions on highways? It's an ongoing subject. Okay, we need to set the municipal tax rate.
Is that what that was? I got it, right here.
All right, the grand list is 1,309,525.45. So to set the municipal tax rate, we needed the budget that was approved at town meeting of $734,079, all of the appropriations, which were $4,457. So the total is $738,526. Divided by the grand list gives us a municipal tax rate of 0.5640. Last year's municipal tax rate was 0.5320, so it's approximately 3 cents more.
3 cents more.
Approximately 3 cents more. Now, so that's all we do is the muni one. We have no control on the school one. So,
Have you received anything from the school?
oh, I have.
Oh, boy. I don't like the way you said that. Okay, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll move that we set the tax rate at 0.5640, 56 cents, 56.4 cents.
Motion been made to set the municipal. Go ahead.
0.4 cents per thousand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, that's based just purely on the math from the grand list, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's
Yep.
only it's only the municipal tax rate. Thank you, Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, the education tax rate for residents is 1.8425.
Yeah.
Which gives us a.
I'm sorry.
1.8425, which gives us a total resident tax rate of 2.4065. Non-resident education tax rate is 1.6836 for a total of non-resident tax rate of 2.2476. The town tax rate is going up about 35 cents. With the increase in the education.
Right, hang on a minute.
It was 2 2.0526 and it's
A
2.406,
17% increase.
17% increase.
Wonderful.
And we have no control over the school one, so
What's that?
we have no control over the school rate. Now, the only other thing with the tax rate is, several years ago, when the state first started doing 8% penalty for late filing homesteads, the select board voted not to do it the first year, and after that, they have voted to apply that 8% penalty for late filing homesteads. It's probably time to make a motion to either do it or not do it again.
What does that get us?
Not very much money. It's not very many people that file really late that get the penalty. What people don't understand is that you have to file your homestead by April 15th or 18th, whatever the date is in April. There is no extension on
Right,
that.
regardless if you got an extension.
Regardless if you have an extension till October on your taxes. We've always done it. It's,
We think,
Well, I think we got everybody educated to file it. I think we ought to keep the same.
okay.
if you don't have the penalty, you don't have any leverage
Right,
to get them to file.
right.
Yep. Okay.
And this is just, you're just talking about the homestead declaration, you're not talking about filing taxes, then you're talking about declaring your homestead in time, right?
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
You need a motion on it?
Probably should have a motion.
Also, your chair, so also move.
Okay,
You want to second it for me?
And so we're Gloria, I think, said to leave it as is, and Bob, you seconded that?
No, Bob just made the motion to do it. We need a second.
Leaving it as is leaves the 8% penalty in there.
Okay. All right, I will second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, I'm
Okay.
done now. Can I go home?
No,
Not yet.
we'll tell you
Hey,
when.
just stop writing.
We'll tell you when.
Okay, last meeting, we had a discussion about the planning commission and the zoning board of administration. A few meetings ago, we voted to go to a 7-member board, and last meeting, we tabled the 7-member board. But it's been brought to our attention that that might not be according to Robert's Rules of Order. I think, Robert, you checked that out, and that is correct?
I did. Here's the status of that. When we voted to go to a 7-member board, a commission, excuse me, a 7-member commission, that was all well and good. We have the power to do that. We can increase it, we can decrease it. But when you increase it like that, that then becomes the governing factor for a quorum. So even though we only have 5 members on the board, or 6, or whatever the number is, the quorum would still be 4, even though we didn't fill the other 2 positions. I talked with VLCT, and I told her what we did as far as tabling it. She asked me if we voted on it. I said we did. And she says, well, if you voted on it to move it, then you got to vote to move it back. Otherwise, the quorums remain as if it was a 7-member board, even though you don't have 7 members. With the people we have currently, getting 4 at every single meeting might be difficult. So, my motion will be that we return to the 5-member PC ZBA commissions. Then the quorum would be 3. That's my motion.
Okay. Bob, what do you think?
I completely agree with everything Bob said, but I can't see the audience out there, so do we have anybody from the PC there? Based on all the discussion from the past couple of months, clearly they would be in favor of this, but I wanted to just double check and make sure they still are in favor of this reduction. I know we have the ability to do what we want, but I wanted to make sure that we are including them in this discussion.
We have had 2 emails, I think, come to the select board from members of the PC encouraging us to go back to a 5-member board.
There is one member here, though.
Yes, I am.
And your thoughts, Stacy?
I agree to go back.
Okay, so now we've got 3.
Great. And Bob, you made a formal motion, Bob?
What's that?
He
Did
did.
you make a formal motion, or are we just discussing right now?
Nope, he made a formal motion.
Okay, then I will second the motion to return to a 5-member board for the planning commission and the ZBA.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's 2 out of 3. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in favor too.
Okay, motion's carried. Other, is there any others that need to come up tonight?
I got just some information.
Yep,
We submitted an application for a grant for the bridge on 20 Mile Stream. I got an email from Chris Bump at the Agency of Transportation. We thank you for your interest in this program and encourage you to apply next year. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. The application submitted for the Structures Program Grant, Town Highway 3, 20 Mile Stream, was not able to be funded. So we did not get that one.
okay.
We do have a grant in aid that has been reviewed. Gordy signed the intent some time ago. We've selected the roads. However, unless you guys say no, I am going to, with this situation we're in, send an email to Mark, the representative at Mark, Chris York, and ask him if there's any chance that we can get an extension, because that has to be done by September 30th.
I think it'd be wise to do that.
I'm sure that they're gonna have to extend it for many other towns, but I have not gotten any email to that effect at this point in time. So I want him to kick it off, hopefully. And I don't care if it's only 3 months, but I'd like a year, or at least 9 months till June 30th.
Okay, I suggest you do that.
And that's about all I got. That goes back to highways again, but nevertheless, that's about all I got.
Anybody else have any others?
Gordy, I got a couple of things if I could.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me see, looking down my list here. So, and this is a little while ago, Tish sent an email to us talking about some upgrades or changes, modifications they wanted to do to the food shelf. Improving, putting a drop ceiling in, things like that, and I think that we did not respond to that email. And I just wanted to see if there was any issues that we had with that. I don't even know if you happen to recall it. We might have to just have her retransmit, but I didn't know if we talked about this, if you guys have talked about this in the past. I just want to bring it up.
We have discussed that. Bob did send an email back to Tish saying that that was appropriate for that for those improvements. There was gonna be no cost to the town.
Okay. I was just talking to Tish the other day, and she said that we hadn't responded, so I'll circle back with her. Bill, looks like you wanted to say something.
Well, just a point of information for those who may not be aware, they received an anonymous private donation to pay for the proposed improvements, so it's not going to cost taxpayers a dime.
that's good. Can you check to see if she got that email, Bob?
Are you gonna circle back, Bob?
I'll circle back with her. Yeah, I'll circle back with her, okay?
All right, it went in some black hole somewhere, must be.
Possible. You never know with our tax rate. Let's see, just, I think, two other things. I saw a few emails from both Callista and Claire talking about testing water safety and the like. I wanted to ask about the town well that we have up in South Reading.
Yep, I'm doing that tomorrow. I just got some more test kits and I'm doing it tomorrow.
Okay. Is Claire there?
I'm here.
Okay. Claire, is there anything that you wanted to?
Just, are we still just testing for the bacteria or are we going to test for everything? That's,
Just the bacteria is the only thing
Yeah.
I got tests for.
Just the bacteria.
So, should we be testing for something other than that?
We never have. In all the years it's been there, which is creeping up on 40 now.
And according to the state requirements, I guess I don't know who I'm asking this question of, whether it's the select board, Callista, or Claire. Are we required to test for anything more than the bacteria? Is there, once every 5 years, 10 years, X years, whatever, for something else?
so I did the research, this just happened about 6 months ago. So we had Libby down here who tested her water and had uranium in it. So I did the research with the state to find out. So uranium, you're not going to see people getting sick right away. That's a long acting, like years down the road, something could happen to someone if there's uranium in the water. So when I pushed the state to ask them, what is the requirement? The requirement is definitely the bacteria, but they strongly urge that we test for the other stuff. I tested my own well for it. It cost me $195, but I tested everything. My own well, the only thing we found out was we had hard water, so we didn't have the uranium like they do down the bottom of the hill here. But I do know too, on the bottom of the hill, that some of these houses are sharing wells. So when people test for their wells, it could affect their neighbor as well.
Just a point of clarification, the test for coliform is only really relevant if your wellhead or your dug well has been flooded during the event like we just had a week ago Monday. It'd be prudent to do the comprehensive test that Enzyme offers for everything, including radon and PFAS. That's just, whether it's required by the state or not, that's the prudent thing to do on a public well.
Is that a test that we can do by ourselves? Is that a test we can do by ourselves, or do we have to have an official?
I have to get a different test kit to do.
Okay.
There's several, Tim could tell you because he did ours, but there's several different tubes that you have to do and fill, and then you just drop them off at the lab and then they test them.
I know when we test public water supplies, if we put a water line in or anything, we, as a contractor, cannot take the test. We have to have a certified tester come take the test.
No, as far as, and again, I could be wrong, but I could double check and call the state again, but they said we could test the water, I believe. So I can confirm that for you to make sure, but, and it's not even a requirement from the state that you do the extensive test. The requirement is that bacteria one. But I just.
Which we do passed.
We do
yearly, right?
or more often.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Try to do it every 6 months,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Has there ever been a failure for bacteria?
No, it's never failed. It's
Okay.
never failed. Since I've been here,
No,
it's never
as far
failed.
as I know, it's never failed.
But there are other things in these well waters that are not, like uranium comes from rocks. So like all this rock area here, that's why Libby had uranium in her well. So the option is for her to get a filter or don't drink that water, because that could have effects, maybe not down a month or two, but down years, it could have effects, and you can.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Senator, that those kinds of hard minerals like that could absolutely have an effect over somebody drinking a little water for 10 to 20 years.
And I don't know, just, and I know I didn't express this earlier, but just my thoughts are is the residents of Reading use that water all the time. I drive by there every day and somebody's there getting water, so they're using this water. And I don't know, I think we have the duty to check and make sure it's good water.
There's enough use from the town for that well, so it's, I would be in favor of getting it tested for everything, just to find out.
Yeah, and just even once every 5 years, it doesn't
Yes.
have to be every year, but I think.
Do the bacteria test, but get a complete test.
I just think it's the
Well, yeah, right.
right
Although I would encourage the town clerk not to hesitate to get the coliform test immediately, do the comprehensive test, which is a little more involved, down the road. I mean, the coliform is the immediate threat from the flood. The radon and the other PFAS stuff is a long-term low exposure threat, but not one that has to be acted on this week.
Proceed with the bacteria test and then we'll,
So let me ask you this, Calista, for these water tests, do you know, is it just the bacteria test that they're giving free, or are they doing everything for free?
Oh, the state, I have no idea, I don't use the state. I've never used the state.
So they're giving free water tests?
They're giving, the state's giving free water tests, but I do not know.
All right, let me find out, because we might be able to get this done for free.
Yeah, we always just pay the.
highly doubt it.
I
No,
don't- I
but
don't
now
think so.
because of the floodwaters, so
Well,
stuff. for
being
free.
where it is, I don't think so.
All right, I'll ask, I can call him, he knows exactly where that well is anyway, from the last time I researched it, so.
Being where it is, I would highly doubt it, but
I'll
I have this stuff from Endine that I use, that's the company I use.
Okay.
Because I can do it and I just mail it in,
Yeah.
as long as you mail it in late afternoon, do it kind of late in the afternoon, it goes out, it goes priority mail, they get it the next day,
Okay.
it's fine. Because that's what we had to do when we had our catering business at home,
Yeah,
we had to do water
Okay.
tests before our health inspections.
okay, I don't have getting information, I can get the information and get back to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, call there's that number that I.
Yeah,
talked
I talked to the
Shut it
state
down.
about
For
the
the,
water rate.
for the,
You go up there and do
for
it.
the free water test from the
You'll be
state.
tired
Yeah,
and feathered.
yeah.
Just as a small bit, the Vermont labs are going to be overwhelmed in the next couple of weeks, whereas Endine's probably going to get you much quicker turn.
Any others?
Okay, so from some residents, so Claire has the action then, it seems like we're gonna do the coliform test as soon as possible, and then Claire's gonna look into getting the other test. Is that what I heard?
No, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you're gonna do it, Crystal? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, two more things and I'm done. Bob and Gordy, I sent you guys a note along with Calista, just maybe an hour or two ago, something like that. I had somebody reach out to me about dumpsters and debris removal for the town. I should say for private residences. And, Calista, the note that you sent me from FEMA was great. But it made it sound like we can set times to allow people to put their personal debris out into a public place along the public way, and it'll be picked up, and that's something that's going to be able to be reimbursed by FEMA.
From my understanding of that, it is not reimbursed to the town, it is reimbursed to the individuals.
Okay, what I'm
Because
saying
the
is
town
that-
doesn't have that debris.
We don't have a municipal waste system group, Bob.
No, I understand that, but are we paying for debris, did we contract with somebody for debris removal?
Not on a personal residence. We never have.
Not talking about personal residence, I'm talking about public land now. But what I'm saying is, what FEMA is telling us is that if we're paying for debris removal for the town on public land, we can have the residents put their personal debris out onto public land at certain times, pick a day, a Wednesday afternoon at a certain time, and that can be picked up and at no cost to the individual. It would be able to be a reimbursable expense to the town.
I think we have to have a policy to have that process take place. We don't have that policy.
And we
That's why I
don't
asked,
have any
because I want to know if we want three, I'm saying if we're paying for debris removal right now throughout the town, in certain public areas,
We're not.
But we're not.
we're not,
No, we're not.
The only thing we pay for is rubbish and recyclable.
okay, but I'm saying as a result of what happened with the storm, we're not paying anybody to come in and
No,
remove trash, debris, trees, junk, anything like that.
no.
Not yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, I thought we were, it seemed like that would be part of the cleanup cost for our town, that we're paying for when we have contractors come in and do, and do some repair or cleanup work. But if you're telling me no, then okay.
The debris that we have, Bob, is in the brooks, and takes an act of Congress for us to get into the brook and remove that. So
Yeah.
we don't. It's just dead trees and brush and stuff that comes down through. We haven't had any household debris or anything like that that we've had to remove.
Okay. All right. Then it's gonna be incumbent that if people have those costs to clean up their own residences, then they're gonna have to file that claim with FEMA as an individual claim.
And there is assistance for individuals through FEMA, and that's where they should go.
Sure. Okay. Last thing I wanted to mention, nothing to do whatsoever with, what just happened this last week. But at our last regular select board meeting, we were talking about short-term rentals. And while I don't want to completely re-raise that issue right now, I wanted to let you know that I had taken some homework to look over the draft policy that the planning commission had put together regarding short-term rentals. And I think that there's a lot of goodness in that. I don't think it should be adopted as is, but I do think it takes some discussion. I think there's some benefit to the town knowing who has these short-term rentals and emergency points of contact. So I think that we should probably consider this as an agenda item for one of our upcoming meetings.
Okay.
I can make that an agenda item for next meeting.
Thanks, Gordy.
Anybody else have any others?
All right, I will bring up one more, even though I said I was done.
Okay, Cole, don't ask again.
I can't stop myself. Peter, the way you're talking about this.
That's correct.
Who was that you mentioned, Bob?
Reverend Christian Junior.
Oh, yeah, I met him. I met him up at the Stone Church.
Yep. He's the pastor of the Brownsville Community Church, and he's the one who's starting up the church services up at the old Stone Church now every month.
Yeah.
So a larger presence in Reading now from him.
Yeah, he was up there. He was up there giving out water he set up an aid station there on Tuesday.
They had the water right out on the lawn.
And one down at the fire station too, with food, water and food. Yep.
In fact, he was up there again today, but he was only visiting some friends, but I did run into him.
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I understood how that worked with our charitable fund. So thank you for clarifying that.
We wanted to offer a point of information on a different topic, if that's possible.
What was the question?
Can I make just a point of information?
Sure.
I just want to let everybody know, as a member of the Reading Energy Committee, that we are organizing an energy conservation resiliency fair on Saturday, September 16th at the town hall. from 12 to 3. We're planning to have panel discussions by homeowners who've already installed either solar, heat pumps, insulation, weatherization, talk about their experience doing it, both pros and cons, so you can hear from people who've already done it as opposed to people who are selling it. And we're also expecting to have Benson Chevrolet is going to demonstrate and allow you to test drive an electric car if you want, and also Boot Pro's going to have an electric bike there if you want to test drive one of those. And we're going to have a big barbecue set up in the parking lot and offer free lunches to everybody who attends, as long as you attend one of those sessions and test drive the vehicle. And if you mark your calendars, we'll do a lot more publicity as time gets closer. That's September 16th. It's a Saturday. It's 12 to 3. And I apologize to those who religiously attended Tunbridge World's Fair then, because if I had had it in my brain, I would have picked a different Saturday, but I'm kind of committed to that date now. I apologize to those who will attend the Tunbridge Fair instead.
Now, who would you be referring to, Bill?
And nobody calls the best ox pull on the planet.
I will admit, I'm sorry that I'm missing it. I think it would be interesting.
We'll be thinking.
Is there anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting. So move.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?